why Meghan Markle and Prince Harry are finding LA life incredibly hard. They were set to begin a new life free of the stress and glare they suffered from as working members of the royal family. However, life in Los Angeles isn't proving to be all Prince Harry and Meghan Markle thought, according to experts. In an interview with Entertainment Tonight, royal expert Katie Nicholl revealed that while the life outside the royal spotlight was meant to be a relief for the couple, especially Markle, the lockdown and isolation they have had to practice due to the COVID-19 pandemic has made things more difficult. They are practicing social distancing, she revealed. They are keeping in touch through social media, not actually seeing each other in person. This must be incredibly hard for Meghan, being so close to her mother, just a matter of miles away. The Duchess of Sussex is likely experiencing hardship because she is so close to her mother, Doria Ragland, and her friends, but that they can't see them because of the pandemic, which has made it more difficult on them as they adjust to their move. However, it is also very difficult for those who were eager to see more of them now that they lived in the same area. It is equally difficult for Doria, because she won't have been able to see Archie yet, Nicholl added. Nicholl's comment comes after other reports that claimed the Duchess was already feeling heartbroken that the coronavirus pandemic was ruining her plans for a new life, putting a delay on several things she had planned to do once she officially stepped down from her royal duties on March 31st. Why are Meghan Markle and Prince Harry having such a hard time with their royal life? They are down to earth, like to express their emotions and share their joys and griefs. This time, though, Meghan Markle and Prince Harry, #SussexRoyal, have gone further in their revelations and their efforts to defend their private life, giving the strongest hint to date that they're finding their current public life, basically, untenable. Interviewed during their recent royal trip to South Africa by broadcaster Tom Bradby for a new documentary Harry and Meghan, An African Journey, which aired on ITV on Sunday, the couple appeared deeply emotional as they confessed that their idyllic life as members of the royal family is becoming a struggle they have difficulty living with, emphasizing particularly the unfair scrutiny and untruthful reports published by the tabloid media. The Duchess said that it was essential for her to thrive and feel happy, and that simply enduring unwanted scrutiny is not the point of life. Talking about the unbearable pressure of her life in the spotlight as a member of the royal family, Meghan disclosed that her British friends had warned her that the tabloids would ruin her life, but she naively didn't believe them. "I never thought it would be easy," she said. "But I thought it would be fair. And that's the part that's really hard to reconcile." Meghan is a superb communicator and her message was controlled, carefully thought out and brilliantly delivered, the BBC's royal correspondent Johnny Diamond writes. She's clearly horrified at her portrayal over the past few months. The British pride themselves on being fair and her use of that word stung. "I've really tried to adopt this British sensibility of a stiff upper lip," she added. I've really tried. But I think that what that does internally is probably really damaging. When people are saying things that are just untrue, they've been told they're untrue but they're still allowed to say them. I don't know anyone in the world that would feel like that's okay. And that's different than just scrutiny. What would you call that? It's a different beast. It's a really different beast." Unavoidably, the revealing interview is being compared with the now famous Panorama interview in 1995 during which Harry's mother, the late Princess Diana, laid bare her profound unhappiness with the relentless media scrutiny. Considering another earlier interview given at Kensington Palace on the day they announced their engagement, when both Meghan and Harry first acknowledged that they had been hit so hard by the British tabloids early in their relationship, the fact is that things have simply gone from bad to worst. Although their popularity is still immense and they appear to enjoy their public engagements, the trip to South Africa could be seen as an example of their troubled relationship with the public life they have to live in, the constant harassment by the tabloids. It was during that very successful royal trip that they made public their decision to launch separate legal battles against the tabloid press. Meghan brought suit against the Mail on Sunday, charging that it had unlawfully published a private letter she sent to her estranged father, Thomas Markle, while Harry sued the owners of The Sun and the Daily Mirror over alleged phone hacking. Along with the legal attack, Harry issued an extraordinary statement detailing their distress, accusing the tabloids of a ruthless campaign against Meghan. Repeating what he wrote in the statement, Harry told Bradby he would not be bullied into playing a game that killed my mum. Asked recently by the BBC if she had been aware of the implications of becoming involved with a member of the royal family, Meghan said, "I think I can very safely say, as naive as it sounds now, having gone through this learning curve in the past year and a half, I did not have any understanding of what it would be like." During the interview, Meghan insisted that there was a misconception in the media, that because she was an actress, she would have been familiar with the scrutiny. She admitted that despite being on a popular TV show, the legal drama Suits, for 6 years, she had never been part of tabloid culture and lived a relatively quiet life, The Express reports. For Jane Martinson of The Guardian, "All Meghan wants is to be treated fairly by the press, and I don't blame her," she writes. "The year after having your first child is a challenge for most mothers, even without the cameras and criticism she has to contend with." For her, some of the criticism of Meghan has been outright racist and sexist. Some people will sneer and suggest that a wealthy woman should not complain, especially when she is on tour in a continent where in some areas there is such poverty. But do we want to live in a world in which pain is a competition and the royal family is just a TV drama, not a group of real people? She asks. The interview also confirmed that things are not altogether fine between Harry and his brother and future king, Prince William. Asked about the reported rift between them, Harry said, "Part of this role, and part of this job, and this family being under the pressure that it's under, is that inevitably stuff happens. But look, we're brothers. We will always be brothers. We are certainly on different paths at the moment, we don't see each other as much as we used to because we're so busy. But I love him dearly, and the majority of the stuff is created out of nothing. But, as brothers, you have good days, you have bad days." The BBC reported that Prince William was said to be worried over his brother's admissions. The article also suggests that Prince Harry and Meghan Markle are thought to be in a fragile place at the moment. Bradby, who has been a friend of Harry's for 20 years, told The Guardian that the strain on the 35-year-old royal was increasingly clear. Harry admitted he had to constantly manage the pressure, the paper writes. Speaking of the death of his mother, Diana, Princess of Wales, he said, "And now I have a family to protect, so everything that she, Diana, went through, and what happened to her is incredibly raw, every single day. And that's not me being paranoid. That's just me not wanting a repeat of the past." He added that if anybody else knew what I knew, be it a father, be it a husband, be it anyone, they would probably be doing exactly what I'm doing as well. But again, for me and for my wife, of course there is a lot of stuff that hurts, especially when the majority of it is untrue. But we need to focus on being real, and focus on being the people that we are, and standing up for what we believe in. Harry's increasing anger with the way he perceives they, and Meghan in particular, are being treated in Britain has given way to wide rumors that they're seriously considering to leave the country, at least for a time. In footage released before the interview's broadcast, Harry discussed the idea of relocating to Africa as amazing but admitted it was unlikely. He said, "I don't know where we could live in Africa at the moment. With all the problems that are going on there, I just don't see how we would be able to really make as much difference as we want to without the issues and the judgment of how we would be with those surroundings." There is also speculation about a reported permanent move to the United States. The interview will raise inevitable questions about the future of the Sussexes lives in Britain, wrote The Telegraph, with previous reports suggesting they had once been considering an extended stay in Africa or more time in the Duchess's home of America. For now it seems that the couple will take some time off towards the end of the year. The Duke and Duchess have a full schedule of engagements and commitments until mid-November, after which they will be taking some much-needed family time, wrote the Sunday Times. The relationship between the press and the royal family is often called a game, one that Harry's mother, Diana, knew how to play. But it is not a game to him. He considers it the thing that killed his mother, columnist Martinson concludes. No one ever gets a fairy tale ending, but the tone of this story really needs to change. Meghan Markle reportedly finding LA lockdown incredibly hard. The Duchess of Sussex, Meghan Markle, is reportedly finding it tough being in lockdown in her new Los Angeles home. The Duchess of Sussex, along with her husband Prince Harry and son Archie, moved to her hometown of LA from their rented home in Canada just as coronavirus started to wreak havoc across the world. It was meant to bring her closer to her friends and her mother, Doria Ragland, who lives in the city. However, the strict social distancing measures will have scuppered any hopes of catching up with them. And a royal expert reckons Meghan will be suffering as a consequence. Katie Nicholl told Entertainment Tonight, "This must be incredibly hard for Meghan, being so close to her mother, just a matter of miles away. It is equally difficult for Doria, because she won't have been able to see Archie yet. They are taking social distancing and government guidelines very seriously indeed." Ed. Contacted reps for Meghan Markle comment. Meghan and Harry briefly lived in Canada after stepping down as senior royals. It's reckoned that they're living in the Malibu Hills with their 11-month-old son. As you may have read here at Entertainment Daily, yesterday, the royal couple have reportedly had to cancel Archie's first birthday celebrations due to the pandemic. Meanwhile, Harry's brother William is reported to be desperate to help with the battle against the coronavirus. In a segment on the Royals podcast, royal correspondent Angela Mallard suggested that the future King of England wanted to utilize his helicopter piloting experience for the greater good. But she added that it was unlikely to happen due to William's other commitments. She told listeners, "We're going to turn to the royals more in these times, and we know Kate and William will be a big part of that." William's desperate to get out there, having had that air ambulance background, and help on the front line. Of course, he probably can't because he'll have royal jobs to do.